So yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens. And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify in his mind as the enemy within, like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans. All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is, from the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one and vowed to use the military as his personal militia to carry out his personal and political vendettas.
Get the fuck out of here. All the way the fuck out of here. Get out. Out. Are you kidding me? What's going on, everybody? Jericho Green here with you once again. You know what to do. Like and subscribe. Give me a follow on the other platforms. What is this shit? That was Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare. The politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical, espousing more nonsense. Kamala, if you are going to spew this much bullshit, can you at least go to some farmland so they can put all this manure that's coming out of your face to good use? Could you point your mouth at a crop so at least all the bullshit you're spitting can bring forth sustenance from the earth? It can be used to grow a vegetable or a fruit or grow a plant that we feed to an animal that we use for meat. At least put all that bullshit that is coming out of that hole under your nose to some good use. Did you hear that? The nuggets of shit in there were too many to count. Wait, this one, that one. They're just popping up everywhere. Too many. Whack-a-mole with bullshit. Whack-a-bullshit. So you mean me? And what makes this so ridiculous, not only is somebody just, it's funny how they just say Trump's going to be a dictator. Like he can get in office and just, bam. No more constitution. No more rule of law. No more 3 branches of government. No more checks and balances. I'm here and I'm changing everything. And the American people and all the other politicians, you're just going to fall in line. You're just going to go along with it, right? Because Donald Trump says so. Donald Trump is just going to go in there and say, I'm going to do what I want to do. And you know what? How come no one else has done that? We've had some pretty tyrannical leaders up in there. How come Trump is the first president to ever say, yo, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going anywhere. Love the White House. Beautiful White House. No, not gonna move. Love it here. I'm a dictator, most beautiful dictator you've ever seen. Beautiful. Fake news. Come on. Trump's just gonna do it, and we're just gonna do what he says. Come on, man. That is so ridiculous. So, number one, how come Trump's the first president to ever do this? Do the other presidents not know that they could just say, no, I'm staying, and then they can stay there forever and be a dictator? Do the other presidents in history not know that they could just brush the Constitution aside and tell the U.S. military, go kill that politician who went against me? And the U.S. military is going to say, sir, yes, sir. And they're going to start flying their F-22 Raptors and shit over their house and just bombing them because Trump, the dictator, said so? Who is so stupid that they are going to believe what's coming out of that woman's face? We all know what goes into her face, but are you going to believe what comes out of it? How stupid is that? Trump just can't do shit. The U.S. military isn't just going to start killing people that he doesn't like on a personal level. Again, do all the other presidents not know they could have done that? Did Obama know he could just snap his long-ass Arsenio Hall fingers and kill somebody that he doesn't agree with politically because it's his own personal militia? He's going to use the United States military as his personal militia? Then we're supposed to believe this John Kelly fool who Trump fired. So we're going to believe what comes out of his mouth because he used to work for Trump, because we all know former employees always tell the truth about the boss that fired them. And Trump is Hitler. He's Hitler again. You guys haven't gotten over this shit yet. And just imagine, can you come with me to a fantasy land in another dimension? Imagine if Kamala would harp on her plans and her policies for her presidency like she does on Trump. Imagine if she was at, I don't know, a CNN town hall, and when Anderson Cooper asked her, what do you think about this? And she just says, you know what, Anderson, I'm going to enact this, and we're going to do that on day one, and we're going to do these policies, and this is what we're going to do to help the American people. Yeah, but I asked you what your favorite ice cream is. Yeah, I heard that, but I want to talk about my policy and plans. Well, in 2019, you said you were going to ban fracking, then you said you weren't. So how do you feel about fracking now? You know what? I'm just going to talk about my policy and plans. This is what I'm going to do for the American people. I have a 5-point plan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If she would give us what she would do the way she does about Trump, the way she cries about Trump, and but Trump, I told you her slogan should be, but Donald. So some fired, jaded ex-employee of Trump says that one time we were in this one place and Trump said that he wants generals like Hitler. Let's just say Trump did say that. Of course, minus willful fucking ignorance, you're going to know that he's not saying he loves Hitler, but he wants judges with the ferocity of Hitler's generals, if he did say that. But these people act like they don't understand nuance, and they don't understand what somebody means, and they just take everything as gospel. Fucking ridiculous. Adolf Hitler, who's responsible for the extermination of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans. You think Trump wants to do that? You think Trump wants to kill a bunch of Jews and American citizens just because he's hell-bent on getting Nancy Pelosi, getting her drunk ass back? And getting payback on that melted hound dog Maxine Waters? Are you serious? And again, are we just going to stand by and let that shit happen? There's a reason we don't have dictators in America. It's because we don't fucking like them. We don't want them. And we like our, what's that called? It's an F word. No, not that one, you foul mouth individuals. It's called, freedom. We like the freedom to do what we want, when we want, to who we want. And we don't want some bootleg Fidel Castro telling us that we can't have this and we can't have that. So stupid So you're saying that all of your colleagues, all of your cohorts in DC are just going to bend over and let Trump spit on it and just give you the biz in your turd cutter for 4 years? Forget 4 years. He's a dictator, remember? Until he dies. Oh, and let's not forget that already twice they've tried to kill Trump. So you're going to come right back out there with that kind of vitriol and those kind of lies to radicalize somebody to take another shot at him, because that's what they're trying to do. Don't think that they're worried about the American people and they just don't want us to live under another Hitler. They don't care. They wouldn't care as long as they're the Hitler. That's not what they're worried about. They're not worried about our quality of life and how we're ruled and governed. Because if they can guarantee that they're the Hitler, oh, they bring that shit on. We'd all be in horizontal stripe pajamas, underweight, behind a fucking Constantine fence, a Constantine wire fence. You'd be able to see all of our ribs and cheekbones. And they'd have boxes of our golden wedding bands. The fuck out of here. They don't care about that. They just want to be the ones. They don't want Trump to do it. They want to do it. But the man was shot. Had he not turned his head at that exact moment, his brains would be on the ground in Butler, Pennsylvania, just the way they planned it. Then you got that goofball turd that was in a BlackRock commercial trying to stick an AK through a fence line at his golf course. You think they want that shit to stop? Why else would she say something like that? Why else would you paint somebody in such a horrible light? Because once they're Hitler, once they're irredeemable, once they're painted as such, then there is no negotiation. You don't have to listen to them. You can just get rid of them. You can just harm them. Remember that punch a Nazi theme they had going on, that campaign a few years ago? Punch a Nazi. Shit is so ridiculous. How can she sit up there and compare Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler with a straight face? Again. But do you think if some fool takes a shot at Trump, and let's say they're successful, God forbid, you think they're going to shed a tear? You think they're going to care about his family, his children, his wife? You think they're going to care how they feel? You think they're going to care what that does to the nation? Behind closed doors, they'll be popping bottles and high-fiving. But that is dangerous rhetoric. Those are deadly words coming out of your cock holster, Kamala Harris. From the White House, no less. If you're somewhere else, you're on the campaign trail or something, that's different. As the kids say, that hits different. But you are at the White House behind you, just like you said, he wants to stand behind the seal of the President of the United States. But there you stand up there behind your seal saying those disgusting things about Trump that you know are not true. You know that dude is lying. Yet you say them anyway. But you're supposed to be the party of bringing people together. We have more similarities than we do differences. You got Eminem's borderline retarded autistic ass up there talking about Kamala Harris is going to protect the First Amendment. That's the party of censorship. That's the party of take that shit down or we'll ban you. We'll ruin your life. We'll dox you. Mis and disinformation. The Democrats wipe their ass with the First Amendment, you idiot. What say you? Meet me in the comments. Tell me how disgusting you think her words were, or maybe they weren't. Maybe you agree with what she said. I don't know. That's why I'm meeting you in the comments. This shit is crazy. They are in desperation mode. They are not messing around. Less than 2 weeks out. Oh, the gloves are off. Meet me in the comments, people. Let me know what you think. I'm out.